For my students, what I found out is they try to be competitive with each other. And when it comes to the running record, they get nervous because they think that they're making mistakes and that they're going to be made fun of. Especially with my 3rd and 4th graders, having this barrier here allows them to have some sort of privacy as they're doing the running record. I can still see what the other 3 are doing while I'm taking the running record on the student who's doing the reading at that point. It seemed to have eased anxiety, and they like having it there.
Miss Dimple took her fun club to the post office. Let's mail these letters, she said. I need 3 stamps, Miss Dimple said to a worker. Miss Dimple put the stamps on her letters. Then she put the letters in a spot. Where are the letters now? Asked Rich. Here they are, said the worker. They are here in this bin. The bin is for letters in zip code 04021. This is the zip code for our town. Miss Dimple said, all the mail with that zip code goes to people in this town.
A running record is just the same. So it's all the words that's in the book. And I'm just recording what they're reading. So if they read the word correctly, it's just a check. If they've missed the word or they've called the wrong word, I write what word they're doing and record all their errors. And then at the end, when they're finished, I ask them the comprehension questions that are in the back of the story.
All the letters in the other mail into place, said Miss Dimple. How do people get the letters? Asked Dana. Some people have mailboxes here in the post office, said the worker. The worker showed them a truck. Some people have mailboxes at their houses, she said. Mail trucks take the letters to them. What happens next? What happens to the mail when that is not staying in our town? Asked Rich. That mail goes to a big fat building, said the worker. Machines store the letters, then the letters go to mailboxes all over the world. Look in your mailbox tomorrow, Miss Dimple said. You might get a surprise. And they did. The end.
Well done. So now that you have finished reading, think about what you read and tell all the important things that happened in this book.
They found out where the mail goes and what happens to it and where it goes if it doesn't stay in the town. Where the mail goes and how it gets there.
How do you think the children felt when they looked in their mailboxes the next day?
Excited and surprised and happy, because they were happy. How I could tell is because they were smiling. So they were happy that they got a little surprise from the teacher.
Turn to the last page of the book.
There's also instructions on the back.
That's what I was going to ask you about. How does this page help you understand the information about the post
Because
office?
it tells you the steps you want to wait.
About the mail before you read this book.
That it comes from the post office and it gets delivered by a truck. Because I watch the truck come by every morning.
Mm-hmm. What did you learn new?
That it has a zip code and it gets shipped from an airplane. I thought it was shipped from a boat.
Mm-mm. Once the kids leave, I add up their score and record it on the front. I enter their score on their data sheet, their data tracking sheet. It goes into a binder and every kid has a sleeve with all of the information. I try between every 4 to 6 weeks to push the data out to teachers so they can see how the kids are doing. And then also inputting all of that data in for the LLI and SNAP for Holly. I'm gonna put it here for you so that you see it, okay? So, Miss Dimple, yes. So Miss Dimple, and remember, it's somebody's name, so what do we need to do?
Capital.
So Miss Dimple, put the stamps on the letters.
Like in my name, you need to put an uppercase or it's not mine.
Here. Dimple.
On the cards?
Think. On the letters. You can spell, no, Miss Dimple, put. 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 Put.
Let's use them.
I'm trying to find out if it's an O or a U.
You. Capital M on Miss.
I try to make it a
Is it dust?
postcards? Are they postcards?
Letters. Miss Dimple, put stamps on the letters.
Period.
Ooh. So she's got the stamps on her letters. What's the next thing that she does?
She puts them in a little slot.
Yes, she puts the letters in the slot. Wait a second, say it. She puts the letters in the slot. Yes.
Wait,
She puts the letters in the slot. 7.
What we write her name though?
She. How would we spell slot? What makes that? SL. And OT. There you go. No capital L.
I'm just gonna erase the little bottom.
In the slot. Okay. Period.
I saw you. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? We're just trying our best.
Finish. Yeah. Infinity.
Is that helping Lucinda? So Miss Dimple put stamps on the letters. What do you hear at the end? Letters.
Is it ER?
Good. And then what goes at the end? Okay. And then you're going to put, she put the letters in the slot. So after she put the letters in the slot, then what happens to the letters?
They get in a little bin.
They go into a little bin and they
They
get
go
sorted
in the
out.
bin and they get the little
And the zip codes, yes. And what else happens?
And they sort the letters.
and they go into a building.
What do they do to the stamp?
They put a mark on
Yes, right.
to show where
It's
and
go.
when.
It goes.
So the post office marks the stamps, right? So the post office marks the stamp.
The
Capital T.
Oh, I said the
Mm-hmm.
The what?
The post office marks.
I
How would we spell post office?
Is it the letter?
Oh, I messed up.
It's okay.
I split them apart.
It is supposed to be split apart. Did you think it was a compound word? Yeah, no. You're good. So how did you spell post office?
P-O-S-T.
P-O-S-T.
O-F-F-I-C-E.
Ooh, O-F-F-I-C-E. Yep. Post office.
It looks like C.
Yeah, my pen's kind of fading
look.
there, right?
C's.
So the post office marked the stamps.
M-A-R-K-E-E-D.
She put the letter
Mark the stamp.
in the slot.
M-A-R-K-E-D.
Mark it.
Oh, we added E-D to it.
Mm-hmm. You remember that from our other lesson, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes. What does it mean if there's an ED?
Drop the E at.
Aw, we didn't have to do that with marked.
No.
Marted. Marked. Marked.
Okay. So the post office. And then you said they sorted the letters into piles, right?
They
Mhm.
sort the letters
Into
into a pile. That's
Eight.
8.
into piles.
C before the E?
It is.
But I just forgot what I just said.
Yeah, I mean.
That's okay. The post office sorted the letters into piles.
F-I-C. Office. Put the
Sorted
S-O-R-C-D. Sorted the
letters
L-E-D-D-E-R-S.
into piles.
Two like that into, or not
Mhm.
space.
No space.
Two piles.
Mm-hmm.
P-I.
Lucinda, what are you looking for?
No.
Okay, so think about it. Marked.
M-A-R-K-E.
Layla just helped you. Good. And then what's the last thing that happens to our letters?
They go to a big building and the machine sorts them out.
What's the very, very last thing that happens?
They get put into mailbox.
How do they get to the mailboxes?
By the mail truck.
Yes, right. So the mail truck delivers the mail.
This was a mail truck.
So how would we spell mail? Yes. What is that letter? M. Mm-hmm. Mail. This is where it becomes tricky. M-A-I-L. Mail.
Okay.
The mail truck delivers the letters.
Is that two Is there two I's?
Nope, just one. I-L. M-A-I-L. Above this I.
No.
because my pen touched there.
No, I made a B. D. That's a B.
Truck.
I said the mail truck girl shoot the horses to put the letters in the mailboxes.
And what goes at the end?
Miss Dimple.
No, I'm saying at the end of your sentence.
Oh, that
Truck. Say truck. Yes.
Wait, and then and then after the mail truck, the mailman or mail girl comes to the houses, puts the mailboxes in, they go out and check. Nope,
They put the mail in the mailbox.
They check their mailbox.
We just said the, yes.
How do you spell mail to the mail? Mail
Okay.
to the mail. Mail. How do you mail it? Like
The mail truck delivered,
like
right? The letters. Mhm.
I just mailed a postcard to my friend. Wait.
Once you have finished, go ahead and close your writing book. Take 1 more minute because we're going to jump into our new story.
Delivers? Is it delivers?
Delivered.
I've read this book before.
When?
What?
When?
Oh, it was a different book with animals, and they built a house for
Oh, yeah. I remember. It looks like that book.
I just
Yeah.
smiley face.
All right.
Excited, actually. Deliver the mail to
The mailbox.
like that.
Mhm.
I made it like that shit in my room.
You're fine.
You made it like all this. Mailbox. Yes, you're right, Zoe.
All right.
And
So
there's
put
too
it.
much T's. T. I like to the bottom.
So Layla, put your writing book in your folder. We'll finish yours first thing tomorrow. Okay. Okay. You can add the pictures tomorrow. Janessa, if you'll put your thank you book in your folder.
Everything is slipping out of my folder.
It
It looks like I drew a
put that
cat
right
on
there.
that. It looks like I drew a cat on that, but that's supposed to be a mice.
All right. Did we read a story about the Fix-It family before? We did with Grandma and the clock, remember? Yes. What happened? Yes.
They had to fix the clock when it wasn't even plugged in.
Right.
All they
Right.
had to do was plug it in.
Right. Grandma didn't know that she needed to plug her
She
clock
probably
in.
needed glasses.
They were trying to fix everything about it and couldn't.
But
Yes.
all
And then
you
they
need
figured
to
it
know
out.
is, you see the plug right there?
So after having read that story, don't open this. What do you think might be some things that might happen in this one, the new roof? After we know that Grandma.
Build a new roof.
Okay, so they're gonna build a new roof.
Because it probably was leaking.
So Zoe.
Like the roof is
I think that this board right there is gonna get all of these people working on their house, like the piggy story. And he's just gonna relax and not help them.
Oh.
With the piggy story.
Yeah, remember when the pig was wanting everybody to do stuff for their house and then, yes,
He didn't do nothing.
he didn't. All right, so
He's like,
go ahead and open your book to page 2 and 3.
it's over G. Wait,
Nana,
look, really far away from where we are.
It is, so this should be a much easier read, right? Yes.
G.
Mhm.
It'll
So
be easier
the
to
roof on the house was old and Nana said it's going to rain soon. So what is the problem?
She doesn't want it to leak.
She doesn't want it to leak, Janessa?
She thinks that all the stuff on the roof that they tried, like clothing stuff, it looks like they put like clothing stuff that she makes stuff out of on the roof,
because there's probably holes in the roof.
And if there's holes in the roof, what's going to happen if it rains?
It's gonna fall through.
It's gonna fall through, and then everybody in there is gonna be soaking wet, and so is everything else.
All right, turn to
And it
4 and
might
5.
flood. The house might
Oh,
flood.
it could flood too, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
wood.
Rose wanted to help Pop, Mom, and Matt fix the roof, but they said, "You're too little." Yes.
Oh, so they're leaving her. Oh, so she's not doing.
Look
she
at page
wanted
6 and 7.
She wanted to help, but they said she's too little to do it.
Nana said, "Cheer up." What does that mean? What does it mean? Just be happy? What do you think, Zoe?
I think
If somebody says, "Cheer up,"
That
My
means
gun- that
feel better.
Zoe.
feel better or get better.
Right? Yeah, because when you're not feeling your best, right? You're having a
That's
bad
what my
day,
mom-
people
that's what
can
my
say,
grandma
"Cheer
tells
up."
me. When I'm really sad from a day sad day at school, my
Mhm.
grandma's like, "Cheer up, you're gonna be okay."
And there was a moment earlier today when I was saying to Lucinda, "Cheer
Yeah.
up," right? Yeah.
Because she didn't.
It's okay. We can have sad days, right?
Yeah. I
Yes.
have sad days sometimes.
So look at page 10 and 11.
Oh, those are good.
10 and 11.
What happened?
Rose did work too. She fixed the roof on her playhouse, right? She found a way. Turn to page 12. What's happening on page 12?
It's starting to rain.
Oh.
Faster.
Okay, so turn back to the beginning, and you're going to be quietly reading the book to yourself. Go ahead. Read this to me.
The Fixit
Mm-hmm.
family lived in an old house that had old walls and old windows and an old roof. We had to fix that roof. Nana said it's going to rain soon.
Good job. Lily, read this.
I can fix it, said Pop. I can fix it. It too, said Mom. Can't help it, said Matt. I'll help too, said Rose. No, Rose said Mom. You're too little to work on a roof. You can fix up your playhouse today. I have some fun.
Janessa.
Nana gave Rose a hug. Cheer up, Rose said. She said, "You can help me in the kitchen." But Rose did not want to cook. She wanted to bang on nails with a hammer.
What does that mean, bang on nails?
Like put them into wood.
Like she's hitting the nails, right, with her hammer.
Fixit worked to fix the roof.
Awesome. Is it what? So let's read it.
Then the rain came down.
So what would make sense there? It does start like heard, but that doesn't make sense, does it? So then the rain came down. Ah, does that make sense? Yes, read it again.
The rain came down hard.
Mm-hmm.
The roof is leaking. Savannah, it's raining in my kitchen. Mama, Papa, and Matt came down with the letters. They were very wet. Where is Rose? Mom asked. There she is, said Nana. Come on in, said Rose. My roof is not leaking. The next day, the rain stopped. The Fix-It family fixed their old roof, and this time they let Rose help.
Okay. So normally we talk about what happened in the story. This hasn't been a normal session. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow when we come together again, we're going to quickly read it and then we're going to talk about what happened and then we'll move on. Okay? You guys did an excellent job. I'm really proud of you. So I have the pacing guide here. The more I do it, the easier it gets. I also will say, because I share a room with the other interventionist here, and sometimes I will ask her, why are you getting through them quicker than I am? And she will pick up on things that I should tweak or do that makes it better as well. All of the materials. It takes a lot of prep, and between the letter cards and the picture cards, the magnet letters, which I do not have enough of, it just constantly trying to stay on top of it. I was fortunate that administration built in a 5-minute period between each group that allows me to kind of quickly adjust and change things up. And I also have everything kind of laid out. I know you can't see it, but I have my bins here that have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and I have everything in there for the group and what's going up. So what I usually do with the folders is I have, each student has a folder. So in front of their folders is the current lesson they're working on, and behind the folders are the lesson or two that I still have the books for that they're reading when they come in for the lesson for that day. Even though it's still a struggle for me, because there are pieces that I don't have down perfectly. What I try to do is just take a piece of the lesson and try to get that one going and then work on the next piece. If we look at what research says, that if kids will make gains as long as we're putting books in their hands, I know that I'm learning as a teacher, so it doesn't have to always be perfect. If I'm having them read, I just keep trying to get better each and every time.